Since the flotilla incident, university campuses have become a veritable battleground. Stalls, demonstrations, posters and leaflets have all proliferated, putting Jewish and pro-Israel students at risk. There have already been 2 incidents of physical harassment of students in Sydney. JNTV met with 3 AUJS leaders at the University of New South Wales to learn more about the situation.
Well, pretty much one day after the flotilla incident happened, there was already a stall set up here handing out flyers about the incident. They'd put posters around the entire university. As you can see with this flyer that they were handing out, they very dishonestly portrayed that 16 peace activists were murdered, along with very selective out of context footage of Israeli soldiers with guns, with no reference to the fact that the soldiers were defending themselves, and really portraying the soldiers as people who outright murdered the people on the flotilla. There was also this flyer which was given out to advertise for the rally. That flyer particularly was given out by a person who wasn't even a student at the university. And all in all, it's been an issue that they've focused on extensively since it's occurred. I mean, on the typical day, as I said, there'll be a stall here. They'll have a lot of it's Students for Palestine we're talking about here. They'll have a lot of people kind of in the middle of the walkway with flyers. It's actually very difficult to walk past them if you do want to go about your business. And they'll really try to make sure that they'll hand off these flyers to as many people as possible, which is why they pick the busiest area of the university. Occasionally they'll get on the loudspeaker here, and there's the library lawn's behind us. A lot of people will frequently sit there for lunch, and they got on a loudspeaker and started speaking about something. Security are usually pretty worried to break it up. They encounter a lot of trouble if they try to. They yell, they accuse them of trying to shut down freedom of speech.
Glenn, has there been any harassment or attacks on Jewish students on UNSW and maybe on other campuses around Sydney?
Well, there have been 2 incidences in the past week, both last Monday as a matter of fact at the University of Sydney. There was one Jewish student who was talking to a friend, and he was wearing a yarmulke, so one of the members of Action of Palestine approached him and got into an argument with him, at which point they pushed the Jewish student and he walked away, and he reported it to us and we reported it to campus security, club societies and the Jewish Board of Deputies. There was another incident at the Fisher Library at UCID a little later that day, where again a student got into a confrontation with a member of that group and he was pushed twice, at which the student walked away, and we're just glad that they didn't get more violent, didn't get very physical. And we encourage any students who are victims of such harassment to report it directly to us.
And what has AUJS's response been to all this anti-Israel sentiment?
Well, look, this conflict, I guess, has been in Australia, been fought primarily in the news media. I mean, we've been seeing a plethora of anti-Israel articles, news pieces, and what we've been doing is we've been writing letters to the editor, getting our articles published in the Sun Herald, the Australian, the Age, the Sydney Morning Herald, and ensuring that all our members are on Talkback Radio. Our New South Wales chairperson, Danny, was on Triple J last week, and we just had people on the 2UE, ABC Radio, that sort of thing, just making sure that our point of view is heard and that students, are represented on campus.
And Shiley, how have Jewish students taken to AUJS's reactions?
Very well. I think it's our responsibility as leaders to be able to provide the information to our members, because we need to make sure that they're prepared to answer back and to defend themselves if anything does happen. So I guess besides traditional media, we've adopted using Twitter and Facebook to kind of display our information and our advocacy message. And I've been actively involved through the UNSW AUJS Facebook page and Twitter to constantly update our members and make sure they have the information they need, links, anything that's needed. And I've actually gotten a lot of really great responses from people saying that they felt much safer and more able to defend in case anything did happen. So I think we just have to continue doing that and continue utilizing all the social media resources that we have.
Where has some of the anti-Israel activities taken place on campus?
Well, as you can see on the map, this is a map of UNSW. We got Anzac Parade down here. That's the big Anzac Parade entrance. There's High Street up here, which runs up to Randwick Junction. Mainly the main university walkways up here, which you can see from Anzac Parade if you're driving past. They'll kind of get posters. They'll stick them all around around the university, which they're not allowed to do. The library lawns up there, they'll often have stalls there because there's a lot of people around here. Occasionally there'll be stuff at the quad, which is the area that we're at now. But as I said, just in general, around the main walkway at the entrance to the university, they'll just stick a lot of posters there. Occasionally they'll even get A3 or even A2 size posters and stick them on the ground somewhere. Maybe as you're walking to the university with many layers of sticky tape.
Benji Holzman, JNTV.